Hey there, Alex Kidman here with my really quick reaction and thoughts to Apple's Scary Fast event, which was, well, not so much scary because honestly an awful lot of what Apple's announced is exactly what everyone expected. Basically, it's all about the new M3 chips and the newish products that they've got for them. So at a technical level, yes, these are definitely impressive pieces of silicon built on a 3nm process with a lot of claims from Apple about improved CPU efficiency and improved GPU efficiency. I think a note of caution here, a lot of the comparisons they were doing were against M1 Macs, not against M2 ones. They did have M2 figures up, to be fair to Apple, but the comparisons look better the further back you go. That's a very old tech industry trick, really. The M3 Max is, of course, the big daddy of the group with up to 128 gig of unified memory. That's not cheap, just as a little spoiler there. But it's an option for you if you really do need that kind of high-end computing. Then, of course, we got to the new MacBook Pro models. Although, new is interesting here because we're getting 14-inch and we're getting 16-inch, but we are waving bye-bye to the 13-inch model. It appears to be gone from the Apple Store, at least here in Australia. I won't say I miss it. The most interesting thing there, of course, means it's the last one with that terrible touch bar thing on it. I hated that thing. I won't miss it. Maybe you will. Let me know in the comments below. But what we're talking about here is a 14-inch MacBook or a 16-inch MacBook with either the M3, the M3 Pro, or the M3 Max. Again, price varies depending on how much power you want, how much storage you want. That's always the Apple way. They did their Malibu Stacy moment with a new color, although it's not really a new color in the Apple firmament because it's space black. But I got to say, I like a darker MacBook. I've got one of the Midnight M2 Airs as my everyday machine, and it's a gorgeous looking thing, and I think the space black looks really nice too. I do have to give a quick shout out to the fact that they deliberately targeted this one at me with a deliberate little blatant mention of Godzilla in there. It has very, very little to do with the MacBook Pro. Let's face it, they're just promoting Apple TV stuff. But hey, more Godzilla is always fine by me. And then we come to the question of pricing. This one's sort of interesting. It is sort of technically cheaper in some ways, but you've got to look at what the specifications are, especially because if you did want the 13-inch Pro, that's now gone. That was the cheapest thing that you could get in a Pro, of course. It's now gone, but the baseline 14-inch starts at $2,699 here in Australia, all the way up to $5,599. That's just for the baseline, no configuration spec kind of stuff. If you want the 16, that starts at $4,299, all the way up to $6,899. Although, if you want a full fat, all the trimmings, every single optional extra you can stack onto one, be prepared to part with $12,498. That's not inexpensive. Of course, it wasn't just about MacBook Pro. We're also getting an M3 iMac. That's an interesting jump and an interesting leap up. That starts at $2,199 up to $2,799. A little bit less configurable than the Pro, but then the iMac sits in this kind of weird space where they're pushing it as a, yeah, you can do lots of stuff on it, but it's not really a Pro machine. It's more a family household machine. They're quite nice computers in that space, actually, and it's been a while since I've actually tested out an iMac. Looking forward to that. Anyway, those are my brief, quick thoughts on Apple's Scary Fast event. What did you think? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit like and hit subscribe.